Howdy, my fellow woodgassers and bug bite victims in general. You're looking at the Gasifier 9000. It hasn't been in operation for a little while because, scientifically speaking, it's stuffed. Unfortunately, the interior of the gasifier is burned out. Where the heat exchanger is, or the preheat chamber is, it's all burned out and air is getting in with the gas that's being produced by this, which is causing partial combustion inside the gasifier and the production of weak, hot gas. Indeed, the gas coming out is so hot that it actually leaves the cooling chamber quite hot and has actually partly distorted one of the filter tubes. As a result, the system's a little bit useless. So I've been relying on the Charlek for my electriciteez. It occurs to me just about now that I haven't actually done a startup video of any kind with this. I figure, well, maybe now's the time. Yeah, it ain't really changed too much since you last saw it, although I have added a dinosaur squeezings containment vessel. This holds a gallon, a US gallon of petroleum or gasoline. I can use one or the other, which makes it a triple fuel system. When I put the gasoline or petroline in here, turn on the valve, it's off right now. It feeds the engine, which then can use the plumbing to supply it with air for a proper run. That's a handy little old thing. So if I want power in a big old hurry, I put dinosaurs in here. If I want power, but not in a big old hurry, and cheaply, I put charcoal berries in there. Just having a look around the corner here. There's an example of the fuel as it goes in. Here's an example of what it looks like when it comes out. Now the difference might not be obvious, but you'll notice maybe that it's quite a lot lighter in colour. Initially I claimed that white ash comes out, ash kind of like this, from the charcoal gasifier. Turns out that's not actually the case. Sorry for lying to you fellas, I blame the wood gas bugs for that. Instead, it simply reduces it. The average size of the charcoal particles is much smaller now, and they're a lot lighter in colour. They go in bigger and darker, come out like this. And looking for a use for the stuff, it occurred to me, well, it is winter, how about I just chuck it in the fireplace and use it as part of a heating fuel. Talking of fuel, a portion of the fuel comes from the CNC machine. This here is a mixture of plastic and wood shavings off the surface of the CNC mill. To fuel it up, I use this very high-tech arrangement. A plastic water bottle. Makes a great little funnel. I put that on the top of the gasifier, shovel this stuff in, shake it around some, and it pours in, funnel style. Just recently, due to a problem I had with this where it blocked up, a bit like Bill's gasifier did when he had a block up of the gas flow coming out of the gasifier. I had the same little old thing with this. So to get round it, I installed this. It's a removable port. You undo that bolt and you can suck a flame down here or run a wire up and down to clear this channel. Same sort of thing here. You undo that and you can suck a flame in there. And I did that today, and I really wish I'd videoed it, because this thing got so hot, this plumbing part where it's blocked got so jolly hot by Joe's that I had flames jetting out of here resembling a rocket taking off. SpaceX, eat your heart out. I got bigger flames. One of the other additions was this. It's simply a rodding port for the cyclone. So should it get blocked or something like that, I can simply unscrew this and shove a wire up and down on it to break things up and assist the clean out process. So all that's done now, and so that's pretty well ready for a run. If you don't already know, these two tubes here, made from 1/4 inch thick steel, are filled with small stones, much like Bill has done with his gasifier. The effect is to cool the gas to the point where it's at room temperature coming out of the second one of these filters, also to separate water from the gas. And of course that valve down there and its boyfriend over there allows me to drain out the water after a run, and yet you get a lot of water out of it this time of the year, as to be expected, I'm sure. The thing I use to assist the cleaning process, which I call flame cleaning, I'm thinking I might call it fry cleaning, because boy does it get hot. Connect up your 12-volt battery to the clips, and you got onity offity, suckety blowety. So when you connect up this port here to various places on the plumbing here, you're able to suck gas through or blow gas out, which is handy because you often have to reverse the flow in order to maximize the burnout that happens in the plumbing. Basically it sets up a huge chimney fire and it gets murderously hot. Okie dokie, I think what I'd like to do now is perhaps fire this little puppy up and see if we can actually go through the startup process from cold. Won't that be fine and or dandy? So I've got a safety switch down here. It's a bit hard to spot in the darkness. That's the battery isolator switch. So I can be jolly sure by Jobs that the battery is isolated from the electrical system. Startup process involves closing air and gas control valves and opening the flare valve. Ignition is done by simply pushing this button here, and music comes out of here. Assuming you can see the sparks, I can't. Well, the camera can't, it seems. Turn on the blower, give it a moment to vent out. Blowtorch. Wait a couple of hours for it to take ignition. It's one thing I'll give the charcoal, it gets going real quick like. If I wait a minute or two for the fuel gas to work its way through the system, it'll be good. While I'm at it, I can describe a little bit more of the filtrology system. This pipe here is filled up to that point with stainless steel scrubbers, and the rest of the way filled with camels. Don't worry, I tranquilise them first. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, normally we wouldn't see any gas coming out of there. That is unusual, I must say. Okay, getting the wrong colour flame there, but it could be because I've had this all in pieces and disturbed the plumbing quite a lot. Might not be all that easy to see, but there's a fairly hefty flame in there right now. There's a light coming in here is a bit of a problem, makes it difficult to spot. Why is it that when I point a camera at this, the flame turns kind of orange? Normally it's a rich blue like you've seen in previous videos, but this will be good enough for a cleanish engine run. That will do as a start-up. Not the best, And it could be if I need to repack that filter. I might not have put enough panels in. Alright, turn off the blower, close the blower valve, light my cigarettes off my cigarette lighter, go around the front here, open the gas valve, give it maybe half a turn of air. Oh yeah, you like my high-tech starting rope. Comes out of the engine, around a pulley, over the top of another pulley, then through the front panel, through a ferrule to the handle piece here. Okay, boys and girls, pray with me. Let's see whether this will start when I pull the ropey thing. It didn't, yay! Okay, a little bit of a mixture. Give it a bit less or more air, see what that does. Okay, a bit less air. A little bit less. Let's give it a moment to make its mind up. Wouldn't it be nice if it was that quiet all the time? Well, that was pretty useless. I'll just check that flare again, because sometimes the flare dies out, or the gas dies out when I'm trying to start. Typical gasifier behaviour, I guess. That seems to be burning alright. So, I'll have another go. I'll have to check on why that gas is coming through so noticeably, so dirtily. But maybe later. Let's open the gas valve again and half a turn of air for now and pull the ropey thing. Well, there is a guard. It's amazing, I've never had this much trouble starting this. Could it be because I've got a camera pointing at it and it's nervous? At last, after all these years. Switched on the battery charger. You'll love this. Real high tech. That light bulb down there regulates the current. Well, what you can call it regulating. That's got about 3 gallons of charcoal fuel in it, which will last it about 1.5 hours. So that's, call it half an hour per gallon. And when it's done, get maybe 1.5 gallons of waste product. I don't know whether that's typical of a charcoal gasifier, so that's what I'm getting from this one. the exhaust gas return valve pumps a small portion of the gas back into the mixing or into the nozzle to cool it down. While drying fuel for my dead gasifier. If I get me some time, I'll get round to fixing this. Yeah, time. What's that? Yeah, right. Okay, let's bring down the power plugs now to plug into the machine. Had to push the gasifier back a little bit so I can get the plugs in. See what that one does. There we go. That's feeding about 700 watts to the house at the moment. This other plug is for the lights in here, so when I'm running at night I can see what I'm doing. Haven't got round to fitting lights to this machine yet, then nothing happens. But I've got some LED lights I'm planning to fit onto this machine. So it lights everything up so I can work on it at night or whatever. So once that settles in, I can leave it for about an hour before I need to come back and adjust it anymore. So it's got its advantages. I've got mixed feelings about the charcoal system though, as though it runs pretty well, it is kind of dirty. And I am starting to think, well, maybe I could convert this into a miniature gasifier. A teeny weeny tiny teeny incy wincy little flasher fire or something like that. Won't that be fun and or dandy? Okay boys and girls, here's hoping you enjoyed your little old update on the power generation game here at CNC Machining is Fun's place. One of the sufferers of the neck nip woodgas bug venom victim status. Alrighty, ciao for now. Oops. Turns out I'd forgotten to stuff a camel into the filterology unit. So let's do this again, eh? Maybe I'll edit out the bit where I screwed up. Righto. There we go. Now our flame is the white colour. Smurf blue. Right, so close the valve and do the engine, the starting thing again. Open the gas valve, give myself maybe half a turn of airy goodness. Pray to the power gods. Well, that's better. That's how it normally starts. Getting clean gas is a happy engine, I think. We'll be happier if I get the mixture right though. out there. It's hard to be sure. Okie dokie, boys and girls. This really is the end of the video. Ciao for now.